The Indian education system, while boasting a rich history, finds itself grappling with a contemporary crisis. Millions of students are trapped in a pressure cooker environment, where high marks overshadow the true essence of learning. This intense focus on academic achievement often comes at the expense of students' mental and emotional well-being. From a young age, Indian children are conditioned to believe that their worth is determined by their exam scores. The pressure to excel academically begins in primary school and intensifies with each passing year. The weight of these expectations can be crushing, leading to anxiety, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. With limited seats in prestigious universities, students are constantly vying for an edge. This cutthroat environment fosters unhealthy competition amongst peers. Parents, too, are caught in this web of expectations, investing heavily in their children's education. The fear of disappointing their parents can be a significant source of stress, driving students to push themselves beyond their limits. The Indian education system's emphasis on rote learning further compounds the problem. Students are often encouraged to memorize facts without truly understanding the underlying concepts. This approach stifles creativity and critical thinking, making learning a tedious chore. Examinations dictate the curriculum, leading to a culture of cramming and last-minute preparation. The pressure to perform well in exams overshadows the joy of learning and exploration. Students who excel in exams are lauded, while those who struggle are labeled as failures. This binary view of success ignores the diverse talents and abilities that individuals possess. The rote learning and memorization skills rewarded in the education system are often irrelevant in the workplace. Employers seek individuals with critical thinking, problem-solving, and communication skills, abilities often neglected in the current system. Overcrowded classrooms are a common sight in many Indian schools, particularly in government-run institutions. With a large student population and limited resources, teachers struggle to provide individual attention. The outdated syllabi further contribute to the challenges faced by Indian students. The curriculum often lags behind the rapidly evolving needs of the 21st century workplace. This disconnect leaves many graduates unprepared for the professional world. Students are rarely given opportunities to apply their knowledge in real-world scenarios. The absence of hands-on learning experiences limits their understanding and hinders their ability to solve real-world problems. The rigid structure of the curriculum leaves little room for flexibility and innovation. Students are often forced to follow a prescribed path, stifling creativity and limiting their potential. The lack of flexibility makes learning a monotonous and uninspiring experience for many students. Meet Priya, a bright-eyed 10th grader from a small town in Bihar. She dreams of becoming a doctor, but the pressure to score well in her board exams is overwhelming. Another story is that of Rohan, a talented artist from Mumbai. Despite his passion for art, he is forced to pursue engineering. Then there is Vikram, a recent engineering graduate from Delhi, who is struggling to find a job. The coaching culture in India is a multi-billion-dollar industry, preying on student anxieties. They promise high scores and prestigious admissions. Aggressive marketing creates urgency and fear. This parallel system undermines schools. Students spend more time in coaching than school. It widens the gap between rich and poor. Focus on exams detracts from holistic development. Methods often emphasize rote learning. The pressure adds significant stress to students. The relentless pressure to succeed in the Indian education system takes a significant toll on students' mental and emotional health. The constant fear of failure, the competitive environment, and the lack of support can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Many students struggle to cope with the demands of the system, feeling overwhelmed and isolated. The stigma surrounding mental health in India further compounds the problem. Students are often hesitant to seek help, fearing judgment and discrimination. This lack of awareness and support can have devastating consequences, leading to a worsening of mental health conditions. The pressure to conform to societal expectations also contributes to the emotional burden on students. They are often forced to suppress their individual aspirations and pursue careers that are deemed socially acceptable. This can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction and a loss of purpose. The competitive environment fosters a sense of insecurity and self-doubt among students, eroding their self-confidence and hindering their ability to develop a healthy sense of self. Amidst the challenges, there is a glimmer of hope emerging in the Indian education system. Progressive educators and institutions are advocating for a shift away from rote learning towards more holistic approaches to education. These new approaches prioritize critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration, aiming to develop well-rounded individuals. Innovative teaching methodologies are being introduced in some schools, focusing on experiential learning and project-based assignments. These methods encourage students to actively engage with the material, fostering deeper understanding and retention. They also provide opportunities for students to apply their knowledge in practical situations, bridging the gap between theory and practice. Some institutions are experimenting with flexible curricula, allowing students to choose courses based on their interests and aptitudes. This allows for greater personalization and caters to the diverse learning styles of students. The integration of technology in education is another positive development. Online learning platforms and educational apps are providing students with access to a wider range of resources and learning opportunities. These technological advancements have the potential to transform the Indian education system and make learning more accessible and engaging. The challenges facing the Indian education system are complex and deeply rooted. Addressing these challenges requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders: students, parents, educators, policymakers, and society as a whole. We must move beyond simply acknowledging the problems and take concrete action to create a more equitable and effective education system. We need to shift away from the obsession with exams and rote learning and embrace a more holistic approach to education. This involves prioritizing critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration, and fostering a love for learning in students. We need to invest in improving the quality of teaching and providing teachers with the resources and support they need. We must address the mental and emotional health needs of students and create a more supportive and inclusive environment. We must break the stigma surrounding mental health and provide students with access to counseling and support services.